Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a wonderful day. In today's video, we are going to be doing a review for Ail Hazelwood's book, Love Theoretically. This is the third standalone book in the Love Hypothesis series. I rate this book 4 stars, but before we get into the book, if you have not seen my last video about our book club announcement, our book club will be having a live discussion, which is something new. We're doing our book club for the first time. We will be doing our live discussion on August the 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And the book we will be discussing is The Reunion by Kayla Olson. You can find this book wherever books are sold. You can also find this book at your local library. And if you don't have time to go to the library in person, you can download the app called Libby, which is a library app. It is free to use. All you have to do to get access to your library is put your library card in. And there you have the library at your fingertips. So our book club book for August will be The Reunion by Kayla Olson. Now let's get into Love Theoretically. Let me read you the synopsis of this book. The reigning queen of STEM romance. Rival physicists collide in a vortex of academic feuds and fake dating shenanigans. In this delightful STEMic rom-com from New York Times bestselling author of The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain, the many lives of theoretical physicist Elsie Hannaway has finally caught up with her. By day, she's an adjunct professor, toiling away at grading labs and teaching thermodynamics in hopes of landing tenure. By other day, Elsie makes up for her non-existent paycheck by offering her services as a fake girlfriend, tapping into her expertly honed people-pleasing skill to embody whichever version of herself the client needs. Honestly, it's a pretty sweet gig until her carefully constructed Elsie version comes crashing down because of Jack Smith, the annoyingly attractive, arrogant older brother of her favorite client. Turns out to be the cold-hearted experimentalist physicist who ruins her mentor's career, undermines the reputation of theorists everywhere. And he's the same Jack Smith who rules over the physics department at MIT, standing right between Elsie and her dream job. Elsie is prepared for an all-out war of scholarly sabotage, those long penetrating looks not having to be anything other than her true self when she's with him. Will falling for the experimentalist's orbit finally tempt her to put her most guarded theories about love into practice? Okay, so like I said, I rate this book 4 stars. I have read Ail Hazelwood before, and I really didn't care for Love on the Brain. It was an okay book, but it wasn't my favorite. I'll be doing a video comparing Love on the Brain to Love Theoretically soon. But Love Theoretically I loved. It combines my favorite trope: fake dating, STEM, science. It had everything I loved. And it was good from the start. Like, I was hooked when I found out that Elsie worked for this fake dating company, but she also was a theoretical physicist and had a PhD. You would think that Elsie would have a job mainly focused on either teaching or research, but that's not the case because Elsie is an adjunct. And this book taught me what an adjunct is. It is a professor that teaches multiple courses for a little bit of money, and they don't have the option of job security. They don't get job security until you reach what is called tenure. But Elsie really doesn't like teaching. She wants to only do research, and she wants to do her research on liquid crystals. But the thing is, she's offered this job to work at MIT where she would only have to teach one class and the rest of the time she can focus on research. But the big thing in this book is the theoretical physicist versus the experimental physicist. A theoretical physicist has theories that they're trying to prove, and experimental actually does experiments to prove scientific things. And there's this big debate over which one is better, all because of this guy named Jack Smith. He's a professor at MIT, and at one point in his life he wrote this article that got published in this big science journal, sort of kind of disproving things that theorists believe and making them all look bad, so now nobody trusts them. But he's also on the committee for Elsie to get this job at MIT, and he's the head of the physics department at MIT. But you can see that Elsie's double life with her fake dating job and her being a physicist, her worlds are actually going to collide in some way. That's where Jack's brother becomes involved. You'll have to read to see how their worlds collide. But the thing about Elsie is she's only doing this fake dating thing because she needs the money because she doesn't make a lot of money, and her job doesn't cover health insurance, and Elsie has diabetes, so she has to pay for her medication out of pocket. But the thing about Elsie that you'll see throughout the book is that she's a people pleaser. She doesn't know how to be herself, and I think that's one reason why she enjoys fake dating a little bit, because she can read other people. She knows how to morph herself into what other people want her to be. And her being able to do that stems from her childhood and something that her parents said to her, or she overheard her parents saying. So she came up with the idea of the only way I can be a less burden to people is by being what they want to be and pleasing them, never defying them, never saying no, and anything like that. But when she meets Jack and she's interviewing with Jack, and Jack realizes he knows her. He can read Elsie, but Elsie can't read Jack. That's why they butt heads all the time. And Jack wants Elsie to be real, but she doesn't know how to do that because she's such a people pleaser and used to putting on this persona and being what everybody else wants her to be instead of being herself. But I can see, based upon what she overheard her parents saying, I can see why she is the way she is, which makes me dislike her, but I also like her. I know it's very confusing that I can like a character and dislike them at the same time, but Elsie is that one character for me that I like and dislike. I like her because she proves that women can be smart, have a career, and have PhDs and still have a life. And I like her because she knows what it takes to make other people happy, but I dislike her is because she puts everybody else's needs before herself. She's so consumed with people liking her, it kind of makes her unlikable because people don't know the real her. And that's why I dislike her. I dislike Jack too, but I like him because he makes Elsie be herself. But I dislike him for the way he went about it. I won't get into that, but I'll let you read that. And he's not as perfect or as honest as he thinks he is. So that makes me not like him. I know this is the third book in the Love Hypothesis standalone series, but I think there needs to be a part 2. There needs to be another part to the Jack Elsie story. Even though there's an epilogue in this book, I think there's more that could happen with Jack and Elsie. And the whole fake dating thing, it makes you think about the pressures that people put on other people to be in a relationship, to be married, to settle down, to have kids. Because why else would you want to have a fake date? Because you don't want people to ask you, when are you getting married, when are you going to settle down, when are you going to have kids. So the fake dating thing makes sense in that construct, but it's also a lot hard to keep up a persona when it's not actually you, to the point to where you kind of forget who you are if you always have to be a people pleaser like Elsie. And Jack, he's been hurt by so many different things that he can't understand that everyone is not going to be so automatically open when they meet you for the first time. So you learn a lot of different things about the pressure people put on other people, the pressure that people put on themselves, what it's like to have a career but not have love at the same time, what it's like to choose love over your career, and when is the day gonna come that men and women can be equal in whatever career field they choose to be in? When is that going to become a thing? Like, it is 2023 and that's still not a thing where women and men can be in the same career and be valued and respected equally, especially in the STEM world, because men kind of rule physics right now. They've always ruled physics, but then it makes you question, why are men in physics so threatened by women that may know more than them, may be smarter, or just have ideas? What happened to the collaboration? Like, I get people want all these accolades, but to step on other people's toes or steal their ideas so you can look like the one you had them is just wrong. There's so many people in this book that bother me because of the whole men think they're superior to women, but then I understand why these people are the way they are, so it's very conflicting. But this is a good book. I think you will be hooked from chapter 1, and I will say there are some spicy and intimate scenes. They're towards the end of the book, so if you don't like spicy and intimate scenes in books and you've ever not read about them, I would say read a closed door romance where there aren't spicy scenes, if spicy and intimate scenes bother you. But in this book, the spicy and intimate scenes are closer to the end of the book. And last thing, our book club book for August is The Reunion by Kayla Olson. You can find it in your library. You can find it wherever books are sold. And our book club discussion will be Friday, August the 11th at 7 p.m. The live is already posted on my channel, so you can just turn on the notification bell and set your reminder for when the discussion will be. I really did enjoy Ail Hazelwood's book. You learn a lot about the dynamics of people. Remember, I'm always thinking of you. Sending my love, and bye for now.